way, but you're never gonna beat me. Look the other way, what I'm doing ain't easy. Bloody hands stained from the people who deceive me. Muddy hands break through the chains, go free me. People like sheep move feet, hurt it easy. You don't wanna be fast asleep when they're scheming. Better stand tall, ready for a fight, believe me. When they try to change, you can say no, free me. So he's been looking.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and welcome to another edition of the Geek Gauntlet Podcast. I'm your host, Mr. William D. Morgan. Got a lot going on tonight. Man, it's just been an eventful day for me. A lot going on this week. Let me go ahead and bring in the crew with me as I have a cast of thousands with me as always. First, she is our cosplay and TikTok queen. Let me bring my girl, Kat Hollow, on board. Kat, what's going on? How you doing tonight?
You know, doing pretty good, William. How about yourself?
Doing pretty good. I can't complain. I'm trying to make it in this crazy world. All right, let's go ahead and bring on next. He has more comic book knowledge than almost anybody I know. Let me bring my man Tyler on. Tyler, what's up?
Hey, I'm ready for another night of the Gauntlet.
Tyler, me and you got to talk. You mean to tell me you've never seen not one episode of Beyblade?
If I have, it didn't hold anything up there because I'm familiar of the show and its existence.
Mm-hmm.
I remember I watched a lot of Digimon growing up. I watched a lot of the original Pokemon stuff, and I guess now Pokemon's now Indigo League, but Pokemon. And of course a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! And Power Rangers, and there's all kinds of other shows, but like for some reason Beyblade never fell on my radar. At least it never fell at the time. And I said I remember it. I think I had a Beyblade because I think like McDonald's or Burger King had like one of those, and so I got one in a Happy Meal. So I'm familiar with them. I never watched it.
That's your homework for tonight. I want you to go to YouTube and at least watch 1 to 2 episodes of Beyblade and let me know what you think.
Okay, I can do that. I
just want to see what your thoughts on.
Sure.
So I'm familiar with the actual game itself. The cartoon, however, I've never watched.
My son loved that damn cartoon. For some reason, he loved it. Oh my gosh. And he played the game too. He loves that thing. All right, let's go ahead and bring on to our next person. Really Ando.
What's Ando's name?
Bring on my buddy from the Sports Report. Bring my man Ando on. Ando, what's up?
And special guest Meowth is here. How we doing, baby? Well, I'm gonna join the table with Ty and tell you that I also have never seen an episode of Beyblade. So I guess I'll be doing some homework tonight too.
You know how the angle looks right now. Ando looks like the bottom of you right now. How it's set up on the screen.
Well, put your hands up now.
Nah, we can't do
that. Now that's Cat.
Don't threaten me with a good time, Will. Don't threaten me with a good time.
And that's how we get canceled.
Oh, damn it, I forgot. It's not Geek After Dark yet.
Not yet. What's up, man?
Not true. You know
coming
what?
in join the screen.
I would lie and say if it wasn't a rough week, but you know what? It is Saturday night. I'm with some really good friends. Let's talk some geek, man.
Okay, I'm like, it sounds like everyone's having hard. Do I need to bring the power? Do I just need to I got an energy drink.
No, I went
out to a Killer Clowns event today. It was like it was a free event at like a local mall here, called Wonderland in the Americas. And they were doing they had some of the voice actors and the composers from
the video game
Out of Space.
The video game or
no, from the original film.
We said voice actors. Was there voices in the original film?
Well, so you had some of the people had to voice the actual clowns. They didn't have talking.
I was gonna say, weren't their voices just?
It's still voice acting.
Kat, when am I gonna move into your spare bedroom?
Well, I don't know. When are you gonna move to Texas?
I'll start packing right now.
But yeah, it was
Oh,
just like a
man.
little free event. Like I did find like, one new item to add to my wall stuff. Within my killer clown, my like B-rated horror movie section. So
In case y'all want to know.
I did go comic book shopping. I did that a little bit today. I had to go drive on the freeway to Tri-Cities, which is about like an hour and a half away. And since I was going down there anyway, they have like a badass comic book shop versus up here. They Venture Underground. Got to pick up things, things that we don't normally get. And I've heard this is good, a Vicious Circle, stuff like that.
Which of the Tri-Cities, Pasco, Kennewick, or
all of them, Ando. I was in all of them.
I've been away from Washington for so long, I don't remember what the third Tri-City is. Pasco, Kennewick, and
Richland.
Okay.
All right.
Like I said, man,
all
it's been too long.
I have that one. I haven't read it yet. And I think we have the same cover, Ty.
Dawn Runner.
No.
I was like, I wanted to try these things I haven't seen before. They looked cool, and I've heard a Vicious Circle. I think it came out like a year or two ago. I've heard that's really good. I think this is going to be someone bought the rights to make this into a show too.
Nice.
All right, you guys. In case you want to know where the Beyblade stuff came from, there was a post that Shaw put in for a show topic tonight.
Hell yeah.
I'm like, bruh, you just gave every unathletic man, woman, child a chance at winning gold.
Can't be a child.
I don't know. All those kids look athletic in those pictures.
Yeah, man.
I'm just saying. I mean, I'll come out retirement for this.
I think it would be more of an X Games thing, though.
Yeah,
Not
you got to
like
do that in the Winter Olympics, man.
Yeah, that's got to be. It's got to be, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, hey, actually, if you really want, what is it? Is it the World Games? Is that? Have you guys watched the World Games?
Mm-mm.
I
think it's called the World Games. Weird as shit ever. You can actually every year, before they do it, they do it like every 4 years, like Olympic stuff. But you can enter like things that you think should be a contest the world should watch, and you can submit those things. And they do a lot of weird shit.
The moment they add cornhole to the Olympics, I will be in it. Give me a little liquored up first before we do it.
I still do not take that game seriously because of what all y'all in the Midwest call it.
Cornhole.
The rest of us call it a beanbag toss.
Yeah.
But in the Midwest, you're cornholing.
Yeah.
Professional cornholing, sponsored by Bush Beats.
And we get better the more we drink.
Hey, I'm still waiting for us to make Basketball, if anyone wants that throwback movie.
Yep.
He is? I didn't hear that. I didn't hear that casting.
That'd be interesting.
Playing Dr. Doom in the Avengers film?
I didn't hear that casting.
Avengers Doomsday?
I need to check that. I didn't
Is
hear
that
that. That's good news
animated?
if it's true. I didn't hear it, but if that's good news, that's good news if it's true. I haven't heard it.
See, I was skeptical about that because, I'm going to have to look that up because here's my thing. Kind of how, they were really skeptical to bring Chris Evans in as Captain America because he was already known in the MCU as Johnny Storm.
Right.
You now have all of this bringing him in as Iron Man. And now you're taking and giving him a very, 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 another very well-known character in the MCU.
I don't see that happening. I really just don't, because that wouldn't make a lot of sense in my eyes.
I would say if he was a less known character, because you can get away with recasting Human Torch. I don't think at this point you can get away with recasting Iron Man. I think RDJ kind of put his flag in that character.
I'm still trying to get my Human Torch Captain America crossover. That's what I'm trying to get, damn it.
I thought you said we can't talk about the San Diego Comic-Con stuff. It's gonna get there's too much stuff.
Yeah, we're getting to that next week for sure.
Let's see, IGN.
I don't want to hit. That'd be awesome if it.
No. So it's in Avengers Doomsday.
Mm-hmm.
Is that an animated thing?
That's what I'm checking.
That
If
seems
it's animated, that makes even more sense.
If it's animated, then I can totally see that.
Yeah.
If it's animated, hell yeah, I'm down.
I think at the beginning, should we?
A Tony Stark variant that turns evil instead of becoming.
Oh, maybe it's a what if? Maybe
could be a what if. Yeah.
That'd
be interesting.
Well, I mean, to be fair, in the current Ultimate Universe, Reed Richards is Doctor Doom right now.
Right. So if they're doing it like a what if kind of situation, then I totally get it.
Yeah, I'll be there for that.
But I don't know if they should, like, in the MCU, I don't know if I would want to, if you're going to introduce Doom, I don't know if I'd want a variant. I would want the Victor Vaughn. Unless you're going to introduce a variant to kill off really quickly, like they did kind of like at the beginning of Loki, where you get the first season of Loki, when you get introduced to He Who Remains, and then he's like, if you don't like me, just wait until you meet my variants. Like if you're going to introduce a variant of Doom, I would only be cool with it if it was, again, just there to like tease us for going forward.
Kind of like with Mr. Fantastic and Doctor Strange.
What? So I said again, Nando?
Kind of like Mr. Fantastic.
Doctor Strange.
Doctor Strange.
Yeah.
I'll have to do some digging on that one because I have not been.
We don't have a lot of information on it. Just that Screen Rant was in Hall H at the time when Kevin Feige announced it.
That's interesting. Thank you for that entry. That's interesting.
Yeah.
If I haven't heard that news.
Yeah, well, I've been off internet most of the day because I've been driving around, so I'll have to.
Yeah.
May of 2026. Well, here's the thing: anything that's 2.5 years out right now is magic, because we're not even. How long has we been waiting on Blade?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Hey, let me ask y'all this. Well, let me ask you this: while we're talking about Blade, should they just cancel it?
Yeah, it's cursed. Just like Blade.
So here's my thing.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead, Tyler.
I was just gonna say, I would want someone, and I don't know, they're never gonna do this. I want them to come forward and tell us why they're having issues. Is there what is the issue that's holding everyone up? Why are we going to our third director? What is the problem? Because Blade would be, especially if you've already introduced us to Werewolf by Night, or why not? And we got Moon Knight. Like you are very much starting to, and Doctor Strange sure does mystical arts, but like the dark, twisted side of Marvel, where you can get like the Midnight Suns and do all kinds of like, you could start getting supernatural with this stuff. You really could, and I think you could go that direction. And the cool thing about it is, honestly, this is my opinion. If Marvel wants to continue going forward with how they're doing things, for the movies, do your Avengers, do your Young Avengers, do like the big, I would say the A-list and B-list characters, do that. And then the characters like Midnight Suns I love Midnight Suns, but they're not Avenger status. I love it. And also they're not supposed to be. They're supposed to be kind of like in the shadows doing shadow stuff. So honestly, I would rather see stuff like that go to Disney Plus and do those specials and those shows, save money instead of doing the big blockbuster stuff, and move those characters that direction. Because then the cool thing about it is you can have two side-by-side like universes that are the same universe, but they don't have to necessarily do much.
Kind of like with Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. going on at the same time that the Avengers movies was
Yes, exactly. Yeah. So you had a series that was like connected, but not necessarily doing a lot together.
I'm in agreement with that, because then it gives you time to build up your characters that you don't know. Like, for example, if they played a Midnight Suns, not a whole lot of people know about magic, and every time that they've thrown magic in a movie, it's been not well received. And that was what the New Mutants, right? Was the only one? Was the only time?
To be fair, Ando. To be fair about New Mutants, though, New Mutants. I'm gonna blame Disney on this one.
Yeah,
Disney ruined New Mutants because that was at the time of the merger when they were buying Fox, and New Mutants was supposed to be like a horror movie. They're supposed to be creepy and terrifying. And when Disney bought Fox, they looked at it and they're like, "Oh hell, we can't release this. This is scary. Like this is not a."
But I am in agreement that with something like Midnight Suns, and then it kind of worked the same way with the Defenders, where you do individual shows with Iron Fist, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. You bring all 4 of them together into kind of like a miniseries. I think it works out better. Yeah, I'm in agreement. Keep your more popular known characters and keep them on the silver screen, put them on the movies. And then the cool thing with the movies, like especially if it's a Doomsday where it's a Secret Wars, they can make those special cameo appearances where it's like, oh my God, I know who that is. And if people are watching because Disney's going to be banking on it, all of that will kind of carry over.
And it'll be good too, because I know there's a lot of actors. So I get it. When you join the MCU, everyone wants that MCU Disney money on the big screen. I get it. But we have to take it like they're working on the what's his face? The why can't I say his name? Wonder Man. Yeah. I don't want a Wonder Man movie because the odds of anyone knowing who Wonder Man is very low, and I don't want to read the Fox headline Marvel gone woke because they made a DC Wonder Man. That's not the same thing because no one knows what a comic book is. So like,
I just hate Wonder Man.
But like, I just mean is like, if you're gonna make a C-list character that no one knows because no one's read the comic, you're gonna need to do. Disney did one thing where they barely made Guardians of the Galaxy work. Guardians is probably the lightning in the bottle. It worked. You're not gonna get it again. You're not gonna be able to pull '90s comic and make it big again like that.
I think Guardians worked because you had cuteness going for it.
Sure,
you had Groot and you had Rocket.
Yep.
Well, and Chris Pratt was pretty lovable, and he was on the rise of like, he was shutting up because he had just done. Didn't he had just done Jurassic World?
Yeah,
and no, he did that after he did Guardians.
Was it after?
Parks and Rec is where he was really known for.
Yeah.
You mean we're not going to talk about what was it? Was it what was the show he was on before? Everwood?
Hell no, we ain't gonna talk about that. All right, let me go ahead and let's get the show started, guys. Real quick, this one sort of kind of hurt me, because I was such a 90210, such a charm to old term.
Yep, I was gonna say OG charm.
I no disrespect to the new actresses. Sure. I couldn't stand the new Charmed. The new
I didn't watch it.
It was just terrible. I couldn't stand it. But I get it why you quit the OG Charm, because you pretty much ran it through its course. What was going to be the next step? Charmed in space? But rest in peace to Shannon Doherty. She passed away due to complications with cancer. Man, this one hurts because I grew up a 90210 fan.
Mallrats.
Yeah.
Mallrats. She also did a little bit of a. Oh God, what was on Sci-Fi?
I forgot a Sci-Fi.
Scare Tactics.
Yeah.
She did it before Tracy Morgan.
I heard that, man, and it's like I said, that was like a spirit in my heart, man. Because it's like I was a huge Charm fan. That was one of my things that me and my ex-wife actually did together that we enjoyed, was watching Charmed. Even if they were showing the reruns of it, we enjoyed it.
Gotta get on TNT and watch Charmed.
But I get it though, and it's like this makes me really not like Alyssa Milano, because I understand those two had a conflict that made her have to leave or step aside from the show, but it had to kill her off.
I gotta say that show wasn't the same after she left.
No,
I still like the actress who played Paige.
I didn't like her.
I didn't like Rose.
I didn't like Rose at all. She was to me. She was too much of her victimhood. Yep. I didn't like.
Piper was
I guess I just thought she was cute.
Piper was always my favorite.
Piper was cool.
Piper was cool.
But I never liked Rose McGowan. I've just never been a fan of hers. I don't think she's a very. I don't think she's a very good actress.
No, there was something about her in Scream that when she died, I laughed out loud. Yep, I said it.
Damn, man.
Now I'm all curious, like, what else does she was?
Just saying.
But
I forgot she did Planet Terror. I forgot about that.
Yeah. She was good in Planet Terror. I'll give her that.
I just don't think she's a very good actress. But I'm gonna miss you, Shannon. Rest in peace.
I can't take Alyssa Milano seriously because now, like every time I see her shows, all I can think about is for just $1 a day, you can help these poor animals because they need like no,
shit day.
No.
You know who? You know what though? I like.
And Terminator Salvation. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell on myself a little bit, my age a little bit here. But
you already did. You said you watched 90210. Will.
Oh, I did.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back. I'm gonna go back further. I'm gonna go back further.
About Dawson's Creek next. Or what?
I'm gonna go back further. I'm gonna go back further.
Don't be hating Dawson's Creek.
I'm gonna go back further. Y'all remember her as a kid and Who's the Boss?
Who? Alyssa Milano?
Yeah.
Yep.
What show?
Who's the Boss
with Tony Danza?
Yep.
I didn't watch that.
And Judith Light.
You may not have been born.
You probably weren't born yet.
Yep.
I still watch plenty of shows that were before me.
Who remembers The Nanny with Fran Drescher?
I do remember The Nanny.
Yes.
The Nanny was also played, Nick at Night?
Oh,
yeah.
NTV Land.
Yeah.
NTV Land.
All right. Then the next thing, I don't know if you guys watched the show or not. I did. It was so good. I watched it twice.
Sorry.
Crisis on Infinite Earth Part 3. Who watched it?
You asked us to, so I did. I did.
I have the link saved.
What did y'all think?
Kat, did you watch it?
I have not because I haven't watched the other two.
Okay.
Fair.
So,
okay. I will say I think Part 3 was the strongest of the two. I think.
The 3.
Sorry. Well, yeah, of the 3. Sorry. I have not read. I've read. So the storyline I've read is the Crisis on Multiple Earths, but not the Crisis on Infinite Earths. And I still need to read that one. So I don't know how accurate this is to the comic. I will say, because I think I can hear. I did write something on it real quick because I knew you wanted us to talk about it. So I actually wrote something. I apologize.
Good.
Here it is. I'll pull it up here because I'll tell you right now. I think I said it before. I couldn't really get past the animation. Was not something I was super into for any of these. I tried, but the animation just it's just I couldn't get into it.
It wasn't the greatest, but I thought the voice acting was good.
Oh yeah. It looks like it was a good ending. It was a good setup. I think that was a good conclusion for what we got. The only issues I think obviously was the animation, and then I feel like they did some cameos in there that I don't really know if they deserve the applause that they're getting for.
Like who?
Well, I want to clarify. So,
okay.
So we got what's his face back for Batman Beyond.
Mm-hmm.
Was I happy to see that? Yes, but he spoke like 2 lines. I'm like, wait a second. We got all excited for that, and it's 2 lines. I would have loved for there to be more of that, more of that character, because he's such a fan favorite. Now I will enjoy how they went out with obviously Conroy. I think that was awesome. Again, I would have loved to have heard his voice a little more than just that 1 line, but it was cool to see. But they decided to take the time to show us all these different universes collapsing, but they didn't want to get any of the voice actors for Teen Titans or the Justice League up in the tower. You didn't want to go back and get any of their voices. You just wanted to draw them in. I don't think that's a good enough cameo. I think that's kind of cheating. I think that's you're showing us their face, but you didn't go get the actor back. You're now kind of doing, in my opinion, you're cheating the actor because the actor, some of those voice actors made those characters. Right. There's a reason Kevin Conroy is so massively big because he made Batman for so long. And so the actor who played John Stewart Green Lantern back then, yeah, he's a huge actor. Why not bring him back to speak? Because you don't want to pay for him. You don't want to pay.
So to kind of put that on a level, I understand. It'd be like if they did a mega Power Ranger crossover, and brought the original Rangers in, but just kept them in their Ranger forms and didn't show their faces.
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Keep them in the helmets. They're not going to say anything. They're just going to be there, and you can have a bunch of new actors who have nothing to do with Power Rangers be like, "Thank you, Jason, for helping me," and they just go and just walk away. And it's like, okay, that's kind of a disservice because here's the thing: everyone sees that. Everyone's excited to see their favorite character back, and I get it. I get it's going to be costly at times, but like. Here's the thing: DC has been famous for their animation. They've done a good job. It's one of those things that it's one of the few things DC's gotten right in a long time. And so
I will say DC's animation is way better than Marvel's animation.
Oh yeah, 100%. There's no argument there. But it's one of those things where I do think Teen Titans and Justice League, and obviously a few others, if those shows weren't as good as they were, DC would not have been able to have the money and the power to continue the animation, because if they would have flopped, DC wouldn't have done anything. And so I think they owe a service. And this, again, this isn't anything to do with the comic portion. This is just something in general, as we're acknowledging the actors who played these characters. You know, yeah, you need to. I think they needed some more respect than just like, I drew the character in and now we're gonna like have them go away. No, give if you're going to take the time to draw them in, give them a voice, give them at least a line of dialogue before you decide to eradicate their existence.
My issue was I wasn't crazy about the animation. I thought the animation was lazy. I thought it was cheap.
Yes.
Kind of like how Marvel went back and changed the a couple of years ago, Avengers was drawn a different way for like the first 3-4 seasons. Then the last season, you changed the animation to that. That was just bad. If you want to go to the anime style, High School DxD, you look at down the line, the first 3 seasons, you keep the anime the same, the animation the same. Then the 4th season of it, you change it.
X-Men animated series did that with their first like 2 or 3 seasons. They kept everything the same, and then they wanted to downgrade and pay another studio like less money. And yeah, you can see in that final season before we jump to 97, it's bad. It's really, I think I sent you screenshots of like Beast having this tiny head and big body, and everyone looking very weird.
It makes no sense to me. It makes no sense. If it's not broke, don't fix it. It's not like the Avengers series was bad. It was great to me. And then you change the animation on it, and all of a sudden it just went to hell. But I thought the way Supergirl died at the end of this wasn't comic book accurate. And that's the main thing that made me mad, because if you go back and look at the impact of that in comics, that had an impact when she passed away. That had an impact in the comic book community. And it's like, you just disrespected it. Yeah, she still passed, but she was killed by the Anti-Monitor. In the comics, it wasn't that she went to the sun and gained all this power and then went back and did her thing. No. And to me, that was just a big slap in the face to what the comics brought to you, because again, when Supergirl died, that was impactful. And you just skipped all of that in business by doing this series.
I do have a question with I didn't read this comic. So by the end of this, essentially all the multiverses were eradicated and you had one main universe, because the idea was that too many verses were falling in on each other, and so
that's what they're quote unquote, that's what the reason the Anti-Monitor was created, to keep everything on lock.
DC still has multiverse. How do they address that in general? Do you know? I'm curious. I just don't know, because DC still has multiverses.
I think a lot of that got retconned though.
Oh, okay. I was just curious.
I think a lot of that got retconned though later on. Because there was a minute there they went through a lot of their characters went through a power slide, so to speak. Instead of Flash being able to run at speed of light, the fastest he could run after Crisis, I think, was speed of sound. So a bullet could catch the Flash at that point. They addressed it in the comics, if memory serves correctly. So yeah, it was, like I say, after that series, everything else, it had an impact. Now, a lot of that got retconned with New 52.
I'll say New 52 restarted a lot of things.
Yeah.
Yeah, Crisis Infinite, that was in the early 90s, wasn't it?
Early 90s. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I need to read that. I said I remember reading growing up the Crisis on Multiple Earths, but I was like, oh wait, that's a totally different storyline. That's not this.
Yeah, it's completely different. Completely different. Yeah. But that was my only issue, was the ending was bad. But to me, everything else was okay. It wasn't the most comic book accurate thing, but I thought the voice acting was good. I thought it was well written. They brought in World, which you saw in Young Justice. So, again.
Well, the other thing I was going to say is I feel bad. I didn't realize that this was, because this is part of what they were calling, what was it, the Tomorrow universe?
Tomorrowverse.
I actually haven't watched any of the movies besides this in the Tomorrowverse. So I'm like, I probably should go watch those just to see how good this universe they laid out was. I'm gonna say right now, I was not. I love Eccles, but I didn't like him as Batman. I'm sorry, I don't know why.
It was I get where you're coming from on that.
When I hear him, I still hear Red Hood.
Right.
And I want that Red Hood, and so I'm like, man, I don't like hearing that. I do like the actor they got the voice Lex Luthor. I forget his name, but he did a great job. That guy could play Lex Luthor in fucking live action. He was the bad guy villain in Ant-Man in the first Ant-Man movie.
Okay.
Yeah, that actor. So I like him. I think he did a good job. Yeah, I don't know. It's there's so many different things in there that it's interesting to see, because I want to know, because we see at the end too, like there's certain people, Constantine doesn't go into that.
He goes off for Spectre.
So I'm like, so does that mean Constantine won't exist in the new universe, or?
Right.
But yeah, it's interesting to see what they all laid out. I do think if they're gonna go the way that they did by showing us like all the universes they were wrapping up, a small, even I guess you don't need this. This just would have been fun for me. Why not throw in the Harley Quinn universe?
Damn.
No, I'm not saying end it, because I love the Harley Quinn universe. But like, if you're gonna pull all your, because that's what they're doing. We saw the Justice Friends. We saw Teen Titans. We saw.
You saw the old school Super Friends universe die.
Yeah, like I said, we're seeing all of those people, and so like, I don't know. A part of me, I mean, I guess I get it. I guess the only thing I could say is those universes are over. So I guess you can do that. If we're gonna argue that point though, instead of doing Harley Quinn, show us the Young Justice universe. Have the Young Justice universe be collapsed on itself, because that's technically over. Yeah. So I don't know. That's not anything that's like the show needed or anything. It just
killed me. It just killed me, because even back then with the Super Friends universe, you saw the Trouble Alert actually come on before. I guess it's old tech, but you saw the Trouble Alert say, but right after the Trouble Alert went off, here comes the wave. That shit was too late.
Batman's just like, well, that's that.
That's that. I can't throw no batarang at it. So
they should have had the Wonder Twins be like, hold on.
Something. Do something for your boy. Hey. I mean, they didn't stand a chance. They just did, because right after the Trouble Alert went off, he comes the wave and whoosh, the whole Earth gone. So, damn.
I also, I don't know. Like I said, there was a lot of cool things there. I just think that for me, since I haven't read this storyline, I guess it was hard for me to get behind, because obviously these aren't the characters that we've, this isn't the Batman that we've known, because this Batman never had a Robin. These are characters that never. So. It was a little harder for me to like really care about some of these characters, because I was like, these aren't the characters that we've known.
I thought it was kind of cool though, because because in that universe, Batman went missing, and Helena Wayne saw the Batman that showed up and was actually calling him Dad.
Yeah,
so I thought that was kind of interesting.
The Huntress will always be, I'm sorry, one of my least favorite characters. Oh no, she was great in this. I've always laughed. I don't know why, but ever since I first read first comic introducing, reading the Huntress, I was like, this character's dumb as shit.
I think Huntress was kind of created as an afterthought. I really do feel that way, because of the way because of the pretext that she was created.
Well, her origin's been rewritten like 4 or 5 times.
4 or 5 times. Yeah.
Yo, I don't mean to interrupt, but I just came back and I have to show you this because I stepped away for not even like 30 seconds.
Are you gonna say that you have Huntress cosplay? Oh,
the hell!
Stop showing us your pussy, Ando.
My cat took my seat. I'm gone a minute, and my cat takes my seat.
Ando, that's kind of how they roll. They fits, they sits.
And Ando, if you're gonna keep flashing us, we're gonna have to put like viewer discretion advised before.
Yes.
Yeah. The only, I will say, the only fun time I've ever had with Huntress was when, why can't I say Obi-Wan's wife?
Mary Winsett. Elizabeth
when she played her in the Birds of Prey movie.
The only times like that, that's the only time I really laughed when I saw her in Birds of Prey. I'm wondering, what the hell is this?
Well, because they kind of make fun. They made her like socially awkward, and then
not only in the movie, but if you go back and watch the old school series, I was still wondering, what the hell is this? Did anybody see that old school series back in the day that they did?
I have not. No.
Oh my gosh!
Wait, which one?
It was Birds. It was Birds of Prey back in the day.
Oh, you talking about the live action Birds of Prey?
Yeah.
Because that had what's her face in it, right?
Let me see if I can find it.
That wasn't just Alba, right? No, that was
no, hell no.
Who was it?
Do my girl like that?
No, it was a big actress. Who was it?
Let me see. Hold on.
There you go. Birds of Prey. Well, hold on, because there was somebody big. Birds of Prey.
No, TV series. I'm sorry.
Yeah, 2022 series. Who am I thinking of? What show am I thinking of then? That's not Birds of Prey. Is not what I'm thinking of. I'm gonna have to figure out what show it is. I'm thinking because I see that the Birds of Prey show. I'm like, that's not what I was thinking of.
Oh.
I don't know what the fuck. Now because Jessica Alba was in a show that I'm thinking of, but it's not that.
Because a lot of this, I'm looking like, what the hell was this back in the day?
Yeah, I don't remember it being good.
There wasn't a lot that was good back in the day. Let's be honest.
No.
I mean, hold on. Heroes was back in the day, and season 1 of Heroes was great.
Hold on.
By our standards then.
Oh, Dark Angel. Well, first off, I was thinking of Dark Angel.
Okay. Yeah.
2, season 1 of Heroes was great. Okay.
How you doing, man? Welcome to the stream. Welcome to the stream, Spencer. I can't talk to that. Welcome to the stream. I did find it.
Yeah, I to this day still think the first season of Heroes was like.
I'm trying to figure out what the hell this was back then.
Was this their attempt to make their own Charlie's Angels?
Yeah, the one on the left-hand side, she was in
everyone was also trying to chase
12 rounds, I think, with John Cena.
Everybody
was a movie with John Cena.
The show La Femme Nikita, everyone was trying to duplicate the success of that and Alias.
True.
True. I will say that's giving what's the how do you say the term 90s or no, how do you say that 90s vibe or whatever you call it?
Yeah.
Boy.
Yeah. All right. Anybody here watch Star Wars?
Acolyte?
Acolyte.
Oh, yeah, I finished Acolyte.
Okay, what did you guys think?
I actually liked it. I will say, do I think it's a perfect show? Not by any means. I think it was bumpy, and I honestly feel like the show was trying to figure itself out the whole time. I don't care if everyone wants to get angry about the really badass scene of the lightsaber turning red, because that looked cool as shit. If it messes with lore, fine. I don't know if it does or not. I've seen the arguments on both sides. Some of them, I see people like, this messes up the lore this way. But I've also seen a lot of other arguments, as well as I made an argument that was like, because they talked about like, when Anakin goes and kills those kids, I guess he must have been like good still. And and I was like, I don't know. I mean, it's been 100 years. Maybe they built something into the chamber to make sure nothing like messed up the lightsaber. I don't know, man. Like,
Thank you. Everyone's doing good.
With that, there's actually been a change to the lore from Legends, which is the books where most people got their information about how kyber crystals worked, into what is now considered canon. So with a kyber crystal, the lore now behind the Sith having red lightsabers is that they essentially have to bleed the crystal, and that turns it red.
That's what I've heard.
Now, the only thing that got me, and I didn't even notice it until we were talking about it on the Sith Dominion, is if you look really close, the way she's holding the lightsaber hilt, the kyber crystal sticks out and is touching her hand.
Yeah, it is.
That would fry her hand off. Like, that would literally, like, slice her hand open. That's not how bleeding the crystal works. So that was a little bit of a continuity error that was kind of like, like, how did she not? Because the kyber crystal, part of why you can have like sabered staffs and things of that nature is because the kyber crystal shoots its power out both ends.
Could I ask, out of curiosity, why and how does the kyber crystal cut people if it's not activated?
So, well, bleeding the crystal is more of a like an attunement.
Well, yeah, but what I'm saying is
the kyber crystal doesn't cut you.
Oh, okay. Because she wasn't touching it when the lightsaber was activated. It was before she was touching it before. Wasn't she?
That's not how that works. That's not how that works.
What do you mean?
Every lightsaber hilt is actually like fully secured. Like you don't bleed the crystal while it's in the hilt. Because the hilt,
I can watch it because what I remember seeing was the blood was flowing before. Because that's the thing, I remember seeing the crystal and the stuff was going in before she activated the lightsaber. That's what I remember seeing.
I mean, but still, her hand. If she didn't, because nothing shows her changing her grip or changing anything about how she's holding it when she ignites it. So, like the way they have her holding it is like, this is how I'm holding my saber.
I'd have to go back and look because I honestly, I don't remember.
You're right. You have to touch the crystal for it to bleed it, but that is done before it's put into the lightsaber. You don't bleed the kyber crystal while it is installed.
And that might be a continuity. So like I said, I'll give it to you. I'll give it. Like I said, I'll give it to you. Yeah. I don't know. I still think it looked cool as shit on the screen.
Right. My only thing was because she wouldn't have changed her hand position because there was nowhere else to go on the hilt. That kyber crystal would have blasted her hand in half.
Well, like I said, she wasn't holding. At least the scene I saw was how it was flowing into the crystal. How she was holding. But like I guess I don't remember seeing.
There was no room for her to move her hand back on the hilt, and she couldn't move her hand forward. So that means that's where her grip would have had to have been maintained the entire time.
I'd have to go back and watch because I don't know.
Yeah.
And if so, you're right. Yeah, if that's the case, yeah, I'll say it looked cool. The other argument I'm gonna say, and I feel so the actor who played what do we call him? Dark Teeth now or whatever? What's his face? Let me look here.
The Acolyte guy?
Acolyte.
Yeah.
The Sith guy, the Sith. That is what's his face? Manny Jacinto. I love him. So like if you're gonna pick a Sith, it's interesting to pick a guy who is kind of great. Because for a brief moment I have to remind myself, oh, he's the bad guy. Oh shit, okay. I guess I was like, he played the role in such an I mean, I don't know if it was great how they did the writing in that because his character comes off at the beginning. Obviously, he's pretending to be someone who's not a Sith, and he's kind of became this weird helper guy. And then we find out he is the Sith, and then he's all murdery, and then he's not murdery and trying to like be kind of friends, not really, but with Osha and trying to make like he was good. I liked him. I was like, I'm sorry to like. I did like him. I had more of an attachment and enjoyment seeing him on screen than any one of the damn Jedis. I was very okay with all the Jedis dying and leaving him alive because he had more charisma on screen than anyone else.
Okay. Well, let's also start with the fact that he's not a Sith. He is a Dark Force user.
Well, I know, but he introduced himself as Sith.
No,
he said you would call me Sith.
He said some people may call me a Sith. That doesn't mean he's Sith. That means he's a dark side Force user.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah,
I'm just saying. I just remember him saying some people would call me Sith.
Yeah, but he's never actually he's not actually a Sith. He is a dark side Force user, which I think that's kind of where a lot of people, because people who don't know all of the Legends lore are like, it has to be black and white. It has to be either your Jedi or your Sith. Well, that's not the case in the Star Wars.
Gray. There's gray. I know about the gray.
Well, and that's even not a term that.
Yeah, it's not a canon term.
Right. So yeah. So the term Dark Force user.
Mm-hmm.
And
he is in a cave system with that creepy looking monster thing that is supposed to be
Darth Plagueis.
Yeah, that's what I've read.
Yeah. And I definitely feel like it was a good last episode. Like, we had some really great action sequences. The thing that I don't think a lot of people are really acknowledging about the two sisters, Osha was never the good one. She really wasn't. Just because she went to go train with the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
And she was not able to become a Jedi because she was unable to let go of her emotions.
See, I'm going to have to argue that point a little bit here.
No, that was literally what they said.
Yes. Why she can't be Yes. Why she can't be a Jedi? 100%. I agree with you. Yeah. But when you say she's not the good one, I feel like you're putting back into the terms of being black and white. And
no, but here's the thing. Everyone's like, oh, May is this terrible person. May
sucked.
But she
was shitty.
No, but here's the thing. Osha is a people pleaser. Osha has always gone along and done everything that everybody has wanted her to do.
So she's evil for that?
I'm not done. So in this episode, Osha finds out that everything that she has ever known and all these things that she went along with based on these falsehoods that she'd been told because she wanted to make everybody happy were wrong. And she didn't know how to handle that. Like, for the first time in her life, she is thinking on her own. May even said, don't kill him. Let him face his justice. Let justice be served. Because May understands, May has had to be out there making decisions for herself and dealing with the repercussions of her decisions rather than just kind of going along with the flow of what everybody wants her to do. Osha, on the other hand, is now having to suddenly deal with these emotions of like, everybody has always told me what to do. And now I'm angry because I followed these people because I wanted them to like me and I wanted these things. But now I'm finding out that there was so much that I didn't know and I didn't question because I was trying to make everybody happy.
Yo, you can't make everybody happy.
I'm trying to follow where you say she's not the good one. I guess I'm still not like again.
She's not an independent individual. Everything that she has done in her life is to make other people happy.
Hell no! I can't live my life like that. Hell no!
But there's some stuff there that seems to suggest why. Like, it seems like her person, like, if I'm understanding correctly, what they're trying to say in the show, which they don't outright say it, but essentially May and Osha was a person and it was split in two, right?
Right.
And so one person got like the more aggressive personality, and that was kind of not Osha. And so,
but there's still a difference though between having a aggressive, dominant personality and not questioning anything. So
she did as a kid, because that's why she chose to not like when when her family was telling her to lie for the test, she went against that because she wanted to know what it was like to be a Jedi.
But that's also because of the fact that Saul
Right?
was honest with May. Saul was honest with May about what he was doing. We're giving you this test. We're going to see how, et cetera, et cetera. Before he gave Osha the test, he asked her if she wanted to see the puppies that were in his van.
Puppies.
Yes. I will give it to you that he did do some bad things there.
He influenced.
Yeah.
Like,
she's a kid. She's like,
he says, but she continued as she became an adult to continue not to question.
Well, no one paid for her therapy. I guess like in the future, that's not free healthcare. Apparently in the Star Wars universe, there wasn't free healthcare. I'm sorry.
Hold on. You can be a Jedi and get therapy. Hold on now.
He ended up working on a freighter with people who were like ready to sacrifice her as like fodder. So like, I mean,
all right,
bro. Remember, the Jedi care about your feelings. It's the Sith or the dark side of the Force would be like,
don't give a damn.
Your feelings. Fuck your feelings. Go shoot.
Right.
Actually,
Ando, that's actually the opposite because the Sith are like, actually, fucking molest your feelings. Like, fucking get in there deep and fucking feel them. Where the Jedi are like, you don't have feelings, sir.
You're going to give you your power.
No, the Republic's the one that will let you take your sick days and then you go to Alderaan and get blown up.
The Jedi are like, hey, do you see this rug? Put all those feelings right under that rug and just shut it down. It doesn't exist anymore.
But I was about to say, go ahead and finish your point.
Either way, all I'm going to say there is I love the ending just for the fact that I will always love a scenario where the good guys aren't always the good guys. And clearly in this, the Jedi, we've only ever had the Jedi as good guys, and pretty much everything that I've ever seen of Star Wars, the Jedi have always been the good guys. And
it's nice to get another side of the coin.
It's kind of like it to me. I'll relate it to DC. It's kind of good to see when and Ty. I think you remember this. Ando, you Kat, you might remember Justice League Unlimited with the Justice Lords. They won on their Earth. So it was kind of cool to see the bad guys get a win.
Well, how far they'll go.
Cool. It's kind of cool to see that. It's kind of cool to see that the bad guys win. It's kind of cool to see evil Superman.
Well, yeah, and the cool thing about the Justice Lord, because there is an evil Superman, but that's not the Justice Lord Superman. That's the really cool thing too. And I think what you mean by that, because that Superman believes what he's doing is for the good, like for the good of all. Like he doesn't think he's evil. He's aware that he's making hard decisions. Hard choices. But like he believes what he's. I remember in that episode, the reason why they go there in the first place is he goes, "We need to go give them help," and they tell, "Well, what if they won't want our help?" And he goes, "Well, we're gonna have to make that choice for them," because he's like, "Yeah, they don't realize that what they're doing. It's the same. It's evil." It's the same argument, and I hate to say it, but I love it's the argument that Red Hood makes. Red Hood makes with Batman is that what does Batman do? Picks up Joker, throws him in jail. What does Joker do? Gets out, go and hurts another person. It's continuing a cycle, and so Batman is enabling it. Batman is part of the cycle, and if he's not going to put a stop to it, every person the Joker kills and hurts is Batman's fault, and that's how Red Hood sees it. So yeah,
and
it's
DC
really
want to
cool.
acknowledge that.
Yeah, and it's really cool to see that side of the coin where the Jedi are technically the Jedi will see this as like, hey, we're making hard decisions, hard choices. This is for the betterment of the Council and the betterment of Jedi. We have to hold strong, but they're doing some shady fucking shit, and they're doing some shit that's really not okay. Like they're covering up bad things, like how they did Saul. So I mean, here's the thing. Did Saul deserve that? Yes. But it was also fucked up that the real truth didn't come out and she knew the truth, especially when she knew, like when you find out that the Dark Force user was her own old Padawan.
Now, I didn't want to go into something. We'll put a pin in this argument for right now, but I did want to go ahead and talk about The Boys.
Oh yeah, that wrapped up
season finale. Who saw it?
I forgot to watch it.
I did.
Kat, what did you think?
Oh, I mean, there were a few things I was kind of bummed that we didn't get to see. I was a little bummed we didn't get to see Ashley's form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like you can slowly watch the meltdown of Homelander happening.
Sorry, I'll get some tone.
And the problem is, as you see what's happening with Homelander, you also see what they're doing to Ryan.
Yep.
Where, and here was the worst part. Like Butcher was like, "Hey, I want to have a conversation with him. I want to talk this out with him." But Melanie, I think is her name.
It cut out. What'd you say?
Melanie, I think is her name.
I think so.
Mel?
Who he killed at the
Are you
killed in that
talking about
scene.
Butcher's wife?
Not Butcher's wife. No,
No.
the gal from the agency.
Yeah, from the agency. The blonde from the older lady from the agency. Who came to get Ryan.
I forgot what her name, but yeah,
It's
we'll go.
Melanie,
I don't know if it's Melanie, but yeah, it's something like that.
Yeah. Like she couldn't wait for that conversation to happen the right way.
Yep.
And inadvertently, like you see, and like a lot of people are going to question, like, why did Butcher just let him leave? Especially now that we all now know what Butcher's power is. But I think Butcher was still trying to say, like, hey, I still want that decision to be your decision.
Her name was
Right.
Grace.
And so it's going to be interesting to see how that part plays out. The fact that Butcher killed the vice presidential candidate when she showed up, like not even like giving them a chance to be like, hey,
just stepping out from behind a wall and just fucking
yeah.
It's cool to see it. It was finally cool to finally see it.
It's amazing to finally see Butcher's power because I mean I know that's something that a lot of people that aren't as familiar with the comics.
And they made a lot of changes between the comics and the show too.
Yeah.
Well, they do. I mean,
this power's new. This power is a newer power.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he didn't have it in season 1.
No.
Yeah.
Well, if you go back and look at the comics in the show, Storefront's a woman. In the comics, Storefront's a guy.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of gender.
There's a lot of gender switches. Yeah.
Yeah. And I get, and some of it, a lot of changes had to be made because there are just certain things you're not going to be able to get even on subscription TV.
Yeah. True.
Let's be real honest about that.
True.
A lot of the stuff in the comics, same thing happened with Preacher.
Yeah.
There's a line
I never did finish Preacher.
on TV.
Preacher. I tried. I need to finish Preacher.
Yeah.
Well,
but I think it was a good stopping point for this season.
Well, it's been announced already, guys, that the Boys final season released on 2026, but Carl Urban will be leaving after next season.
I thought there's only going to be 5 seasons. I thought
that's what I thought, but Shaw has it here that final season will release in 2026, but Carl is leaving after next season. Next season will be the last.
Maybe it won't come back until then because I bet you before that, because they've already announced that there's going to be some kind of prequel series with Soldier Boy.
Yeah.
And then also they're supposedly still working on a season 2 of Gen V. Maybe they're focusing on those 2 for 2025, and then 2026 will be the Return of the Boys.
But it will be Return of the Boys. Gotcha.
At least that's what I would think. I don't know.
That makes sense.
I will say though, just as endings go, fuck man. No,
hey, it is Geek After Dark. You can drop the F-bomb now.
Here's the thing. I honestly think, and this is just my opinion. Season 5.
Thanks for the clarification.
The most messed up ending, which was good for the show, but I think this was the most end up for a scene because first off, when they all realize that they have to go into hiding because one, they've been framed for not framed, but essentially been caught killing the vice president, and it looks like it's all a big conspiracy from the president, and all this stuff happened. And it was cool, by the way, to see that this was all part of the plan from Sister Sage. Because when they threw her out, I was so confused. I was like, they said she was the smartest woman in the world, and
because she came back, right?
Yeah, she comes back right at the end, and just says claps her hands to Homelander, and was like, see, our plan worked. And she's like, what do you mean? And she goes, that was the plan. He's like, well, I threw you out. He goes, yeah, I kind of knew you were going to do that. She goes, it's part of the plan. She goes, I kept some things close to my chest because you're you and you'd fuck it up. So I did what I needed to do. And she's like, yeah, there were some things that came out of left field, but like, I balanced it. And it was cool because like I said, when she got thrown out and supposedly like got messed up on things, I was like, I don't understand how the world's smartest person would fail and mess up. It didn't. So seeing that this was all part of the plan, I think was perfect. I think seeing that like now all the boys are basically wanted for murder and everyone's going against them now. Seeing that Homelander is now going to basically head up the government and it's all been put into a what was it? What type of what did the president call for? A something martial law. Yeah. So like seeing that happen and everyone has to report to Homelander now. And when it was one thing to see the boys like, okay, we got to go our separate ways into hiding. It's one thing to see that because the boys have done that before, but to have this great Nirvana song scene, the send off, and then they fucking all get captured, and not just to get captured by anyone, but to see them bring back characters from the past. Like we get to see the dude with the giant penis from before. We get to see the chick from the insane asylum, the bald chick. We get to see all the people from Gen V. Like all these people come and help them capture everyone.
So I have a theory on that.
Yeah.
I think Butcher, because if you notice the people they grabbed, they grabbed the people who didn't necessarily have the strongest powers. It would be the easiest to get to. I think Butcher set this up because those particular soups absolutely hate Vought and want nothing to do with Vought. So it's not Homelander rounding them up. We're getting into like a heroes situation where you have the government wants to lock all the soups up, but there's a resistance that's trying to.
Well, I think this is all Homelander, isn't it?
No, because those characters want absolutely nothing to do with Vought or anything to do with Homelander, and they were grabbing the people without superpowers.
Well, the Gen V people are 100% on Homelander's team.
We think.
Well, okay, how they've been introduced in the show so far, they did help kill the anchor guy, and they've been like everything we've seen so far has suggested that. There's nothing in the series from Gen V and this that have suggested otherwise.
But the soups that are grabbing people, one, they're not grabbing people with powers. They're not grabbing other soups.
Yeah, because what the golden boy, like the guy, like one of the saviors from Gen V, grabbed Kimiko.
That's true. You grabbed Kimiko.
Yeah,
but I don't know. I those particular soups have never been aligned with anything.
But they've never not been. They've never been against it either.
Yeah, but I think they would be more likely to be building a resistance to Vought.
I mean that's an interesting theory, and I'm open to seeing that. I don't think that's what we're seeing. I truly, honestly think that what we're seeing is everyone being captured.
But then why wouldn't they have grabbed the others? Like if it was just everybody getting captured, why would they grab one and not the other? What
do you mean?
So like they grabbed Kimiko, but they didn't
grab Frenchie. She whispered into Frenchie's ear and touched him and made him walk into the SWAT van.
That's right. But they didn't grab Starlight.
Well, they tried to, and Starlight didn't know what to do. And Huey looked at her and gave her the nod to run. So they did go to capture both, but she ran.
Yeah, but with their powers, they should have been able to pursue and overtake her.
Oh, sure. But I mean, again, plot armor.
Yeah.
But I mean, they went and caught Mother's Milk, MM.
Yeah, can't catch Web Weaver because he's dead.
Well, who's dead?
Web Weaver.
Well, they killed him. Yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I can't wait to know if we're ever going to. Should we vote to see if we're ever going to see A-Train again?
I
think you'll see him on the other side.
Yeah.
I'm wondering if we're gonna see him at all, or if he's gone.
I think you see him on the other side. I really do.
I gotta hand it to the show. They've done a good job at making me come around on A-Train. Because for the first introduction we get of A-Train is him running through Huey's girlfriend. And then us finding out that he was high, as well as him being a complete douchebag and not wanting to say sorry to Huey. And like he's just such a shitty character. And like somehow over the last 4 seasons, I'm rooting for A-Train, man. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's see this. I want fucking A-Train to go the distance, man. Like fucking yeah.
Damn.
It's cool to see him and Huey are shook hands and be like, we're good now. Like, it's cool to see that. I think that's one of the only times in the series anyone has been mature and has showed growth. And a bunch of people who can't get over trauma and can't actually heal or learn how to do healthy healing things. It's nice to see that one relationship can do that.
Well, I think too, like A-Train realizes, especially after having to sit there and go through that lovely meeting in the episode before.
Oh, when he asked Deep to go give him a blowjob?
Oh,
No, when they were at Tech Knight's house.
Oh, I'm just on that side note with that. So someone on TikTok recorded that scene and was making jokes about that scene, right? Well, I had commented because when he did the scene, he didn't catch the end of the clip where he says, "Well, we would have caught you." And so I wrote it. I was like, "You've left out the word. He's gonna catch you." That post, I just look, keeps getting likes. I think there's almost over 1,000 likes on my comment just on that video.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was great. That was on the Ashley thing, I kind of wanna. Is it weird that I want Ashley to be some kind of spider creature?
Kind of. I mean, I think that would be hilarious.
I want her to.
Yeah,
I want her
so
to become like a kaiju.
Yeah.
And if she's spider, she can do her dominatrix stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go ahead and move into the next topic real quick. Oh, I will break up for a little bit here to talk about this. We were talking about it earlier.
Here's the thing. I'm without knowing anything other than a photo, I mean, I could see Robert Downey just doing it for fucking shits and giggles. Because they're all good friends. So, like, I could see them. I would have to know, because there's tons of people on stage, as you can see, wearing the Doom mask. I don't know. I'm hesitant to say that that's a thing, but again, it could be. Totally could be. It 100% could be. It's just, it would be weird, I think. It's too soon. It's too soon to make the leap of Iron Man, who's been Iron Man for a decade, and then have him have probably one of the best send-offs in the MCU, and then be like, I'm going to bring him back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's the other photo that they showed today.
You know what they
and I don't like the Doomsday, because that makes me think DC. I don't like that.
They did a version Avengers Assemble with Doom, and if you follow that storyline, that was kind of cool. It was only a 30-minute episode for Avengers Assemble, that cartoon, but if you go back and look at it, it was sort of kind of cool. So we'll see what they do.
Well, Doom can be. I love what they've done with Doom in the comics of the last 10 or 15 years, because Doom has become this, like, yeah, he's a villain, but he's not. He's just kind of like a dude who runs his own country, and everyone kind of comes to him because they're like, fuck, I don't really want to go to Doom because he's a piece of shit, but like, we need help. And he's like, he's super smart, so he knows science and shit, but he also has like studied magic, so he knows tons of magic shit. And like right now, the Blood Hunt event has been happening, right? And they just went to him for help because they found out that his little country is the only goddamn country in the world that doesn't have vampires, because when the world started getting all crazy, Doom immediately like put some like laws in place and we're like, we're not letting no fucking vampires terrorize our place, and just like put border patrols around and block vampires from getting in. Like Doom's, like he may be a shitty guy, but he's also like an efficient guy.
He at least protects his country.
Yeah.
He's efficient as hell.
I'm gonna go skip around a little bit here, and then we're gonna get on out of here because boy, I got to work tomorrow. I wish Janae was here. My Adventure with Superman renewed for season 3. Ty, I know you like it.
I'm sorry. I watched episode 2 and 3 last night of season 2. I'm loving it. Like I mean, here's the thing. I understand that she doesn't like the animation. That's totally fine. I personally do. I love this animation way more than I liked the Crisis on Infinite Earth animation. And honestly, like it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of good because this is another reality. And in the very beginning, they make it clear to let you guys know this isn't like the main prime Superman universe. This is a alternate reality, and we're just letting you know right off the bat. But they do fun stuff. I just watched, I think in episode 2, it's supposed to be Valentine's Day, and they're trying to like deal with a catastrophe on in Antarctica. Basically, the ship, a lot of chaos happening. But I remember what happens is before they go out to that, Clark talks about how he's like, oh well, for Valentine's Day, I was just going to take Lois up to the roof and we're going to have our favorite noodles and just enjoy the sunset. And people are giving him a hard time, like, no, that's not romantic enough. You need to do something big and go big. Well, then we see when they go deal with the event happening in Antarctica, he has to fight alongside his virtual holographic dad. And holographic dad's like, you brought your human who's fragile and has no powers to this fight. And he's like, yeah. And he goes, why? Well, it's Valentine's Day. You brought her on Valentine's. I'm just saying, like, if I did this to your mother, I'd have to like do so much to make up for something romantic gesture. God damn it, Dad. And he's just like, it's so dumb, but it's fun. It's like, it's a lot of fun. So I'm having a blast. And this season's supposed to be centered around finding Kara. So I'm excited to see Kara whenever she shows up.
That's your girl, Will.
I'm a Supergirl fan, so I like what I'm liking what they're doing with her stuff outside of her uniforms. I wasn't crazy with the Android Dragon Ball Z stuff. I wasn't crazy about that. Wasn't crazy about the things that I've seen so far. In terms of her new uniform, her new outfit, ain't crazy about that. But I love her character, so for that I keep watching it. But I get where Janae comes from too, because some of this is just not making sense to me. And I know this Superman is a different Superman from what we've known. He's a little bit younger. He works his powers work a little bit differently. So that sort of kind of has me at odds. But what they're doing with Supergirl and knowing the fact that it's for younger audiences, it's not for us. And knowing that it's for younger audiences, I can sort of kind of give it a pass. But
it's also trying to rope in those. I mean, clearly someone at DC has recognized anime is a big thing. And they are trying to, jump in on that. And I personally think it's working. There must be a reason why it's getting renewed for season 3. Like, I think it's working.
All right. Real quick, a couple other things we're going to roll out. The Russo brothers set to direct the next 2 Avengers. The Russo brothers set to direct the next 2 Avengers movies. That will be, I believe, Doomsday 2026 and Secret Wars in 2027. What do you guys think about that?
I thought
so Doomsday is going to come out before Secret Wars, so they're no longer going to do the Kang Dynasty.
No, Doomsday is replacing Kang Dynasty.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Damn it, Jonathan Majors.
Even though I heard that they did recast Kang.
There have been rumors that they have, but nothing official.
Okay. Okay. And we're saving Deadpool talks for next week, right?
Yeah. Because I don't think I haven't seen it yet. So
okay, we'll save it for next week.
Yeah,
I did too.
And here's the well, not everybody's seen. I know I haven't seen it. Have you seen the movie yet?
I have not, but I want to.
Yeah, I want to see it too. That's the graphic that came out today.
I do like that they're giving us more like comic style looking, like it looks cool.
Yeah.
2027. That's so far away at this point. I don't even know if I'm going to be alive at this point. I'm waiting for a meteor to hit us all.
Damn. You waiting for a meteor, man?
I'm like looking up like, come on, any day now.
Damn, man.
We had our good run. It's time.
All right. Now we do have another pick, a new look at the Ninja Turtles. We do have a new look at Raphael, Michelangelo, April, and Splinter. I don't know what you guys think.
Is this for a comic or for a show?
Looks to be new look at Raphael, Michelangelo, April, and Splinter from the upcoming Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles crossover with Naruto. It's gonna be a comic.
Okay.
I've heard
I
that
can go
comic.
with that.
Issue
For the
issue
crossover,
one,
I don't hate it.
issue 1 of a 4-issue comic miniseries will release on November 13th.
I still need to read. I bought it. I haven't read the Power Ranger crossover. I have it.
Okay. Couple of things real quick. Men in Black 5 begins filming next year in London. Who asked for this?
What? Who's
Will
in it?
fucking Smith.
Who's in it?
Probably so.
Yeah, probably Will Smith and Chris Hemsworth because Will needs the money.
Yeah. Yeah.
His wife sure as hell ain't doing anything right now.
Hell no.
Except getting a buzz cut and then blaming Will for all of her problems.
Yep. You should have divorced her a long time ago. That's my opinion.
Shoulda.
Well, and last but not least, I do want to go into one more show review, then we'll get on out of here. Who watched House of Dragon?
I haven't watched it yet. I'm sorry.
What did you think of that episode before we roll out?
I think it was an inevitability. Rhaenyra tried to be diplomatic and say, hey, let's try and end this war before it starts.
They were trying to do that 4 episodes ago.
But here's the problem. Part of the reason why Rhaenyra's father reigned in peace is because he understood what happens to the people of your community when you go to war. So you've been hearing them slowly talking about it, and it comes in really subtly about not having much food. They talk about it a lot more at the beginning of this episode, where it's like all we ever get to eat is fish.
Damn.
That's what they can go out and catch.
Damn.
But nothing else is coming in from any of the other kingdoms. None of the other imports are coming in. So they're starting to run low on things. And in the process of all of this,
you mean terrorists don't work? What?
Nah.
Yeah. You have someone that's talking about several of the girls from basically the brothel were taken up to the castle to be, for a dinner party.
Don't tell me they're eating the people.
What?
Don't tell me they're eating the people.
No,
they're being eaten at the table.
No, but they're talking about how there's wild boar and the gal's talking about this lavish feast.
Oh, okay. I was like, are they eating people now?
No, you have to let me finish, Tyler. So
sorry.
Then, of course, more discontentment's growing because this is how these things spread. And Rhaenyra goes to Missandra and they're talking, and Missandra has a brilliant idea that they basically send in just rowboats with Rhaenyra's flag full of food.
Mm.
And so with Aemon's health failing after the accident, the Queen Regent and Aemon takes Aemon's wife and says, we should go light a candle. It will show, let's go pray. It'll show the people that we're still supporting his health, et cetera, et cetera. Well, in the meantime, while she's doing this, word is now spread that Rhaenyra has sent food to the people of King's Landing. And now, mind you, she probably hasn't sent enough food for all of King's Landing.
But some is not better than none.
Yeah, but it's now turning into a riot situation. And so the guards go in, they're like, hey, we need to get you guys back to the castle. We need to get you out of here. And they can't do it quick enough.
Is this turning into House of Dragon novella?
Almost.
Days of Our Dragon.
Yeah. So Queen Regent Alicent is like telling these guys, like, hey, just keep them away, but don't draw your swords. But I mean, these guys are outnumbered 50-1. Swords are going to come out at some point. And sure enough, one of the young guys gets scared and he draws his sword.
Hey,
and then the full riot
some people
starts.
just don't have, the patience that, it happens a little early. Not everyone's perfect. Yeah. It happens to everyone. Everyone,
You can't be calling Will out like that, man. Come on.
I know, right?
Whoa.
Why are you calling your boy out?
That was Ando. I didn't say nothing.
Whoa.
You're calling your boy out.
How do you know about my expertise in the bedroom, sir? You ain't ever been here. And I know damn sure I ain't got no cameras because I cleaned my room.
I say, Ando, made sure. Ando, unfortunately, it was so epic that everyone knows.
Nah, nobody. Cat don't know. Look at that Cat smile. Knows. Cat didn't know.
Cat knows.
What I don't know, I can't sell on the internet.
Yeah.
So supposed to have my back, Cat.
So
yeah, back with a knife. Oh no.
Alicent and Aemon's wife are like, they've had to separate from their guards. They're trying to get back to the castle. There's a couple guards that are with them, and they basically barely get into some of the tunnels to get into the castle before they're overwhelmed by the people in the street.
Are you talking about Kmart, Luna Lovegood?
Yeah. In the meantime, Daemon's still over at Harrenhal having hallucinations. And they have now found someone else who is, and they've finally tried to kind of reach out, because we've talked about this in previous episodes, like, hey, why is it they can't just send anybody up on a dragon? Well, so in the second to last episode, Rhaenyra and her son went through all of the records to say, hey, obviously people have married out and maybe taken other names. Maybe we can find other people that maybe have Targaryen blood that can ride these other adult dragons we have. And one of the people they find is a member. He's like one of the commanders of her Kingsguard. He has royal blood, so they go down and they go to introduce him to the dragon.
Oh, does he get eaten?
I mean, he gets barbecued. Got that BK treatment, that flame broiled.
BK.
They have it
away. BK.
They rule.
So then that dragon, as this happens, the dragon ends up taking off. It escapes in the chaos of this dude getting flambéed. And if you remember the sea snake, there's the guy who saved him, and then the guy's brother, significant other, whoever he is, that's always like, you need to tell the king, and you saved his life, he owes you. That guy, the dragon finds him and accepts him as his rider. And that's kind of where they leave. And he ends up flying back to where Rhaenyra is at. I don't remember the name of her castle. And that's kind of where they end the episode.
Okay. Cool. All right.
You wouldn't say something like that, Ty.
Oh my gosh.
That's the old G right there.
Kids Club. All right. That's going to bring us to a close on another fantastic episode. Let's go around the room, see what everybody's going to be doing this week. I'm going to start out with you, Kat.
Well, Monday night, we're going to have MCU Monday. Keep an eye over at Geek News Now. You're going to see, we've been out and about doing some stuff, seeing some movies. So keep an eye out on all of our social media. You can find us on YouTube at Geek News Now Official, if that's where you're watching us right now. And if you enjoy what you're watching, don't forget to go ahead and hit that like and subscribe button. That's one of the best ways that you can actually support our channel. With that, on Wednesday, we're going to have all of our podcasts up on Podbean. So we're going to have new episodes of War of the Stars. We'll be up there. If you didn't catch us all the entire show tonight, you can always either watch us on YouTube or check us out on Podbean on Wednesdays. Thursday, we will have a new episode of Cantina Happy Hour, and then we'll be right back here on Saturday with the Geek Gauntlet. I'm hoping to maybe get a chance to dig into this because this was kind of a really cool release this week. Keanu Reeves and China Melville released the Book of Elsewhere. It is stories based upon the character from his comic Berserker.
Okay, cool.
Only it's in book form.
Cool.
So.
All right. Let me go over to you, Ando. Ando, what you got going on this week?
Oh, sure. I can't be the special guest at the very end. You got to pick on me second to last. So I can't be the first one, but I can't be the last man.
Marsha.
No,
Okay.
No respect, Will. No respect. Gotta
be ready.
Yep, got Super Cards up and running again. Me and my brother have been playing that. They got a collaboration with Street Fighter going on WWE Super Cards, available on Android and Apple iTunes stores. So if you want to download that, start doing that. Might play a little tonight if my computer cooperates, since I don't have to work till late tomorrow. Maybe. And then I did get a new capture card, so I'm hoping to start streaming again here real soon with the Xbox Series S. Did finally beat Gotham Knights. Absolutely amazed at the ending to that story in the game.
Maybe I need to go.
What's that?
I said maybe I need to go back.
You should. It surprised me definitely for the final boss and who it was. I did not expect them to take it where it was, but it was a damn good ending. And then of course, what's that?
It's not fail safe, is it?
No, it's B-dubs. So, shouldn't be too hard. Think Gotham Knights, B-dubs.
Really?
I'll message you in chat. Yeah, really.
But
yeah,
okay.
Dude, it's how they do it is really clever, and the final fight is like a two boss series fight.
Fab?
So they did it. Yeah, they did it really, really well in that game.
Okay.
And then Monday night, as long as nothing comes up, I should be available for the Sports Reports podcast. I did also get some shit going down on my TikTok. If you're not following me at Ando3818, I don't know if you caught it, Will, but I found a filter which allows me to grab 4 sports teams.
I've been catching them. I've been checking them out.
I've been liking them.
I've
been liking them too.
Have.
Yeah.
Yep. You guys, if you guys want some requests, definitely throw them in. It took me 4 days to get my favorite sports teams. It took me 4 days to get LA teams, and I'm working on a request right now, so I'm taking requests on that.
All right. Last but not least, what you got going on, my friend Tyler?
Well, first off, I have to say, Kat, you weren't very dommy tonight. You need to be a little more dommy, okay?
Oh,
if you're gonna carry that dommy mommy, you gotta be like, hey, follow us on Geek News Now if you want. Yeah, you just gotta be a little more dominant. Come on, we gotta see that.
I'm just gonna be polite, and I'm not gonna talk over y'all.
Kat?
No, we need some dommy mommy action. Okay, that's what we need.
Hold on,
but
Ty, I got the dommy string right here for mommy.
Yeah.
They thought Rhea was mommy.
All right.
I was gonna say all I'm doing. I got plenty of comics to read. Probably doing some video gaming if I can. I said I'm watching the Adventures of My Adventures Superman season 2. We didn't talk about tonight, but I did watch all of. I binge watched Scavenger's Reign. We might be able, if anyone wants us to talk about it next week, let me know. But that's a really good one. I would say that's a heavy metal without the sex stuff. It's good. It's really cool sci-fi, raw sci-fi for sure. But other than that,
we also have to squeeze in Cobra Kai next week too.
Yeah, but like I said, we'll talk about all the San Diego Comic-Con stuff next week. We'll talk about as much as we want to talk about with Deadpool next week.
Yep.
But yeah.
All right. And if there's nothing else that we got going on, we'll say thank you for everybody being out there in TV land. We do appreciate it. And we'll see you again next week right here on the Geek Gauntlet Podcast. Everyone have a good week. Have a safe week. Want everybody to take care. Have a good one, guys. Laters.
Bye.